It's time to build faith for your moment. As I was doing some yard work today and just kind of meditating, thinking about the things of God, it's always good to, when you're outside, you just have a moment to just kind of think, worship, get away from everything in the world, um, and just have some moments with God. Sometimes I think that's why God originally put man in the garden, is so he had time to just think and spend time with him while the midst of his work. But as I was out there, the Lord just put on my heart and said, it's time to build faith for your moment. And we all have dreams in life. And I've come across so many people over the past year or so that had bigger dreams than where they're at. Some that are still believing for a path forward, and some that have just settled in. I've been very blessed and fortunate that for the most part, I've had the opportunity to do the things that I set out to do. And even things that are beyond my original expectation. It's like God saw the things that were on my heart, and he just parted the waters and made a way for me to get there. And as I'm stepping into a new season, he's beginning to show me some things on the horizon that were beyond anything I ever really even thought about before, but are meaningful, and I can see God unfold as we all step into this next chapter of life. As a part of that, I've been eating, if you can say, feasting on things of faith and people who have made these shifts and these dynamic leaps in life, and seeing when that moment came, how they just jumped into it. And I realized that it's like, okay, we're always in a position where we can build faith for the moment. The trick is, the part that we have to be disciplined is not executing too soon and then not watching it pass by. Because a lot of times we'll get ahead of ourselves and we'll say, oh, I really, really want this, but we won't wait for the right moment. We won't wait for that moment when God says go. It's like you're playing red light, green light. You got to wait for the green light. And then you can just launch into it. Like God is positioning things for that moment. We have to be patient and wait for him to do that. That's the essence of faith, is being patient, to wait on God to do what he said he will do, because we have faith. The other part of that is sometimes we doubt. And instead of getting ahead of ourselves, we just assume it's not going to happen. So we allow ourselves to sit in a place where God told us to move from years ago, because we're scared and we're comfortable where we're at. And so we have to build that faith so that when the moment comes, we won't sit and watch it pass by because we're worried that we'll fall or that we'll fail, that we'll have to let go of what we have so much. And don't forget too, when that moment comes, sometimes there are going to be some carrots offered to us that we don't need to take. I was reading an article today about golden handcuffs, and that's where a lot of times companies will offer people things to stay. But you got to be able to walk past that, because that incentive can be so good, but you needed to leave that place because you didn't like it there. It wasn't where you needed to be. It's not where God called you to be. It was just a part of your path and your journey. But if you're not careful, you'll get stuck, and 20 years later, you'll watch other people live out their moments that God designed you for, and you'll watch it all pass by. But I'm telling you, it's time to build faith for our moment. All right. That's what God put on my heart, was out here doing some yard work. All right, take care. God bless.